Hello, my name is Sue Lewis, and I'm going to take you through this lesson, which is aimed at either Year 8 or 9 students who are choosing their Key Stage 4 options. So we're going to run you through what the options are and how you can make a good choice. Before I get started, these are 6 things that everybody needs to do in order to be able to manage their future careers, whether you're young or old. And in this lesson, we're going to be focusing on 2 of those. And to manage careers, that would be an opportunity for you to know what a qualification is and start to prepare for choosing your GCSEs. Under Explore Possibilities, it'll give you a chance to be aware of your Key Stage 4 choices and also to see where subjects lead, what jobs they might lead on to in the future. So we'll have a bit of a warm-up activity, then you'll go onto the Career Pilot website, and then there'll be a little bit of a paired activity at the end. So what is a career? So a career is the thing that's going to take you right through life. It's like a big snake going right through your life. It's your personal journey through your life, your learning, and your work. So a job is something you might do as part of your career, and the job is going to help you earn the money to have the sort of life you would like to have in the future. Many jobs will need you to have specific qualifications and would want particular skills, and we'll be looking back at your learning to see what you bring to that particular job. So let's have a chat about jobs and how people might get into them. So what subjects do you think might be useful for these jobs? So the one on the top left is a dentist. The one on the top right is a nurse. Bottom left is an architect planning how to build buildings. And on the bottom right is an outdoor pursuits instructor. So I'm going to give you now 3 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes to work with somebody next to you, thinking about one of these jobs. Pick one and think about what subjects that you know that you will get to do in Key Stage 4 or the subjects you're doing now would be useful for that job. Just come up with 2 or 3. So if you're the teacher, you can pause this video for 3 minutes while the students do this particular activity and then put it on again. Great. So hopefully you looked at one job or maybe 2 and thought about the subjects that might be particularly useful in those jobs. So for dentistry, just to give you my thoughts, you will need to have a science if you want to be a dentist. If you're going to be a dental assistant or a dental technician, there might be different requirements. It is useful to have some design and technology skills, I feel, because often you're doing quite fine activities with tools and you have to be quite precise. If you want to be a nurse, you will need to have sciences, and biology is one in particular. English is useful because obviously you have to read quite a lot to find out how to care for patients. Maths is useful because you're having to measure up doses of drugs that you have to give to people to ensure that it's safe. For an architect, maths, you will need a lot of maths because you have to be able to measure things effectively. Physics to make sure the building is going to hang together, not crumble. Art and design subjects are really useful as well. Outdoor pursuits instructor, then they're going to need to be fit, so PE might be really good for that. Also geography, because they're going to be taking people out on trips, so they need to be able to navigate maybe into quite remote countryside. So that gives you an idea of jobs and how subjects lead into them. What you're going to start to think about now is what subjects you might want to study in Key Stage 4. Before I do that, I'm just going to show you 5 things you need to know about choosing your GCSE options.
Choosing your options is a great opportunity to think about what you would love to do in the future. In England and Wales, you usually take your GCSEs in year 10 and 11, so you'll need to choose the options you want to take in year 9 and maybe earlier.
Normally, you can expect to take around 9 subjects, and for most schools in the UK, there are some subjects that you have to take, like maths, English and science. You have to take English language, but the vast majority of schools in England require that you take English literature as well. If you're in Wales, you'll do Welsh too. Science can be done either as 2 combined science GCSEs or as 3 separate sciences. Some schools do make other subjects compulsory, such as a foreign language, or humanity, so remember to check.
You can have fun choosing your other subjects, and the choices are different in every school. You might pick an art-based subject like drama, a humanities subject like geography, or a modern foreign language. Your school might also offer courses that are work-related by nature, like health and social care.
If you change your mind, it's sometimes possible to change courses if it works with your timetable.
Once you've chosen your options, you'll usually have 2 years working towards your exams and assessments. The more GCSEs you pass, the more pathways are available to you to shape your future, which makes the hard work really worthwhile. You'll have more decisions to make when your results arrive. If you don't get the results you need, there may be the possibility to resit exams. Be true to yourself and choose what's right for you.
Great. So hopefully those 5 things will be useful to you. Maybe you knew them already, but it's always good to remind yourself before you start making your choices about the things you need to think about. So in the video, I did mention about qualifications, and the more GCSEs you get, the more options you have. I'm just going to show you what the qualification ladder looks like in England, because the GCSEs are the beginning of that qualification ladder. So for a start, you have 3 pathways. The academic pathway is when you're doing a qualification that's helping you learn more about the subject. So GCSEs come under that. But there's the vocational pathway when you're finding out about an area of work like health and social care or business. So it might not be training you to do a specific job, or it might be, but it might be just showing you about that area of work. Then work-based is training you to do a specific job, but you're doing that through a particular company. You're working with an employer and they're training you to do that job. What we also have are levels. So at the moment you're doing GCSEs, you're going to be doing GCSEs, so that's level 1 and 2. But the levels go right up to level 8. Not everybody has to do all levels. You can just decide which ones suit you best. And then we have all sorts of qualifications. So this is where you are at the moment, choosing your GCSEs. If you get 5 GCSEs at grade 4 to 9, then you have a level 2 qualification. And if you don't, you'll get a level 1. But in schools, you can choose GCSEs, but some schools also offer you an opportunity to do something called a vocational course. It might be called like a BTEC or OCR, and they'll be about a job area. So it's always worth finding out what academic qualifications at GCSE you could do, what subjects, but also what vocational courses you could do too. I'm not going to talk about all the other subjects in this lesson, but in future lessons, we'll go into those in a bit more detail. So what is on offer in your school? So if as a teacher now you can make this list on your whiteboard and ask the students to give you the subjects that your school offers at GCSE and also any vocational subjects they might know about. And teachers, if you could help them if they're not sure of the full list. So this won't take that long, just a few minutes to get all that information onto the whiteboard. So if you're the teacher, you can turn off this video now and come back in a few minutes. One thing we heard in the video was that certain subjects are compulsory. So if you could now get ideas on what are the compulsory subjects in your school and put a circle around them. There are the main 3 that everybody has to do, but in your school you might have others that are compulsory too. So add them in now. So you've got your big list on the whiteboard of all the things your school is offering at Key Stage 4. And what you're going to do now is make your list of the things you're particularly interested in. Now, normally you do about 8 GCSEs, so let's start with that. It can be slightly more, slightly less in different situations. So pick your top 8 subjects. And then out of those 8, mark your favourite 3 with a star or put a circle around them. That's probably going to take you about 5 minutes. So again, teachers, if you want to pause this video and then come back when the students have had a chance to do this activity. Okay, so we know what's on offer. You've got your list of 8. You've actually got your 3 favourites. But where do those subjects lead? What we're going to do is find out. Some things to consider. GCSEs are general qualifications, so really they don't close down many doors for any future career. But there's a few things it's worth bearing in mind. If you're already thinking about a career in science or engineering, then it is a really good idea to do double or triple science. If you want to work abroad or you like to travel, a language is a good idea too. If you're already thinking you would like to do a subject in the sixth form, like an A level, then don't drop that subject in year 10. So if you want to do art A level, don't drop your art. But other than that, most of the things you choose will not have any specific impact or close down any doors to a particular career. So Career Pilot is something you can be using to find out where these subjects might lead. You might have used Career Pilot before. So it's a one-stop careers website with all the information in one place to help you make a good decision. The web address is careerpilot.org.uk. Just going to show you quickly around the site. Our popular tools are at the top. Information about jobs and courses. You can plot your qualifications. There's lots of video stories. But this is the main bit you will use. These are the 3 stages everybody needs to follow when they make a career decision. You start with yourself, explore your options, plan your next steps. So under each of these, you'll find lots of activities to help you do that. And to start with you, there'll be quizzes and tools you can use. But you can also look at a particular qualification and find out what you need to think about if you're choosing that. So you could go and look at the GCSE section. Just remember that once you've actually signed into Career Pilot, you can use it anywhere. You can use it at home. It works on a phone, a tablet, or PC. You own your Career Pilot account until you're 20. So do remember your password and the email address you use to set up that account. So what you can do first of all is sign in. If you haven't never signed in, you can register. If you have registered before, then don't create another account, use forgotten password. You do need to remember the email address you used when you set up your account. Then you're going to go to Start With You and click on Start With Subject and explore your top 3 subjects to see where they could lead. It'll give you ideas of jobs. I'm going to explain how that works. So number 1, you're going to sign in or register here. If you do have to register, this form will come up, and when you add your details and when you get to the school, start typing in the name of your school and then you can choose it. Don't forget, if you've registered before, sign in. Don't set up another account. Go to Start With You, which is here, and then select Start With a Subject. Then you'll see all 21 of our subjects. And what you can do is click on one of those top 3, and in there you'll get ideas about jobs that could lead on to. So you're going to find your top 3, click on one. Don't forget to tag it. I'm going to explain that in a minute. Write down 3 jobs that each one can lead to. So here's an example of how that would work. So say I really like biology, that's in my top 3, click on that. I can tag it, so whenever there's a plus sign, I can add that particular page to my career tools. So this will be added to my subjects. And then I can see a selection of jobs using the subject biology. So it'll give me ideas of jobs this could lead on to. If you click on the links, you can look at what's involved in that job. How much would you earn, for example, which is always interesting. So this isn't all the jobs that biology lead on to, but it'll give you some examples to have a look at. Then the final thing is to just check that you did tag the subjects that you're interested in. So go to the home page, click on Career Tools, which is in the right-hand side of the screen. Click on My Subjects, and hopefully your 3 subjects will be there. And you can click back to them at any time. You could get rid of them if you change your mind. And this is the way the Career Pilot works. You can tag the things you like, and they will be saved for you in the Career Tools. Okay, so here's a summary. You're going to get signed in. You're going to go to Start With You, start with the subject, start with one subject you really like, one of your top 3, see where it could lead. Tag it and make a note of 3 jobs that each of your subjects could lead on to, each of your 3 subjects that are your top ones. Okay, and let's just check the information is saved in your career tools. Well, good luck. Enjoy doing that. You've got about 20 minutes to do that activity. So if you're the teacher, you can pause this video now and come back in about 20 minutes when the students have had a chance to do this. Great. So hopefully you're back and you've had to think about your top subjects. You've had to think about where they might lead. Maybe you've looked at some job profiles. Maybe you've got ideas about, how much you're going to earn and what the job involves. So you've done that for a few of your top subjects and you've tagged the subjects so they're in your career tools. I just want to show you this quick video about how not to choose your GCSE subjects. So don't do what Donna did. So hopefully you won't do what Donna did, and that has helped you to think about the things you need to think about. So what we're going to do as a final activity is in pairs, write down all the things you've learned about your Key Stage 4 options today. Maybe some of it you knew before, but some of it might be new to you. So you can jot that down. You can do it together. Don't forget to speak clearly when you're talking to each other and listen carefully when your partner's talking. So you've only got about 5 minutes, so that's 2.5 minutes each. So you might want to think like, what have I learned? How many GCSEs do people usually do? What vocational courses does my school offer? What are the 3 compulsory subjects and others that might be required in my school? What should you not do when choosing your options? So if you're the teacher now, you can turn off this video and come back for the final slide when the students have had an opportunity to do this activity. Great, well done everybody. Just to remind you, there are 6 things everybody needs to be able to do to manage their career, and today we've been looking at 2 of those. So hopefully you do feel you know what a qualification is and you feel you've started to prepare for choosing your GCSEs. You feel aware of your Key Stage 4 choices and also now know where some of those subjects can lead. So you've been exploring jobs a little bit as well. So good luck with all your future plans and well done for all the activities you've done today.